it's a bit difficult. I really need to do this. Alas, it's not something that I can really say no to. You know, the Baron is a really powerful man, and there's only so much you would take before be off of my head, you know. So don't be upset with me that this is the new law. Hello there. Welcome. Is this your first time here? Well, of course it is, but I don't really recognize you. Are you a spirit from this town? Oh, you've come from a few towns over. Alright, well, let me explain the whole deal to you. I know you're not really here because you want to be, but neither am I. So, as of perhaps like a fortnight ago, the Baron has ruled that every person, living or dead, spirit or ghost, shall have a portrait identifying their likeness. So, since I am this town's only artist, it falls to me to give everybody a fabulous portrait. And now, my talents have all been used up for all the people within the village. You know, I've got the blacksmith, I've got the tailor, really everybody. But the main issue is we've got a lot of spirits here. I think it came about probably because of the invasion that happened perhaps a few years ago. I wasn't living here at the time. I'm more of a newcomer. However, you, I presume, are a survivor? Well, a spiritual survivor. Yes, of course. So, we need to document your likeness. But fortunately for you, it's going to be a bit fun for you. Because you're a spirit, I can only make out a few details, so I'm going to need you to tell me what you really look like so that I can capture your likeness. Now, and I know that you can change shape, but due to the Baron's new law, where you're going to have to stay in the same shape that you identify yourself as, you know, so it doesn't matter what you identify as, what you want to be, so long as you decide to be that way and stay that way, then the Baron has no problem, and therefore you have no problem with me. So, if all that makes sense, are you ready to get started? Of course, yes. You will get out of. You'll get out of here, no problem, in no time at all. And it will just take me a few moments to go through all of the different options, and then to measure you, make sure that we've got everything sort of sorted, and then after that, we can be on our way. I'll draw your portrait up, and you can take it with you. Yes, I know I am drawing it in the physical world, but I'll be able to hand it over to you into the spiritual world. Yes, I do have some experience as an oracle, so you know, it was my parents. They were oracles, so I've picked up a few things. But if we are to get started, then let's start here. So we've got 4 basic shapes here for your spirit. And this is something that you're going to have to decide, right? Do you want to have a spherical spirit, a more square spirit, more with 4 sides, and this is your little ghost trail? Do you want to have more of a triangle spirit, or do you want more of a diamond spirit? Yeah, more of a rhombus? What do you think? Do you want the spherical? Do you want the square? Do you want the triangle? Do you want the diamond? What are the benefits? Well, it's really up to you, right? I would say that the spherical is probably more more of your typical shape. The square here, it has more of a retro feel, more of a 1400s feel, you know, of a sort of a bygone era. The triangle here is a bit more futuristic, you know, like I would imagine people in the 1600s are going to really be rocking all of the different kinds of triangles on the tunics and on the pantyhose. And then the diamond here, now that's just fun, isn't it? You know, who doesn't want to be a diamond? So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Very good. So, next we're going to talk about your eyes. Now, I can't really see them very well, but here are just a few ideas for you to decide, and this will really help you understand how you come off to us humans, you know, the ones that are still within the mortal realm. Excuse my pronunciation. So you've got here a few eyes, right? So you've got this one right here. This is more of a downward tilting eye. It looks a bit more sad, right? As you can see, because of the way that it's formed, sort of circular in the bottom and more downward tilted. You'll end up looking a bit sadder, a bit more dopey. But you'll also look a bit more friendly, right? So you might want that. This over here gives a bit, this is just straight on, you know, just like a neutral cantle tilt. And what this will do for you here is that it will end up making you look a bit bored, right? A bit ambivalent. And if you want to look ambivalent, then it's really up to you. However, this will end up making a few people a bit bothered by you. Not too much, though. I mean, they might, the more rambunctious people, rambunctious oracles and rambunctious spirit tuners, they're likely to see you and understand you, but most people would be a bit put off, I would say. Then you've got over here, these are upward tilting eyes, and I think here this is it's a bit interesting, right? Because it looks a bit angry if you really look at them. Here, I hope you can see it. So this one, it does look a bit, you look a bit angry when you have those eyes on. However, you also look a bit fierce, you know, like a lion. So you kind of, if you're a bit of a loner, or you really just want to wallow in your sadness, then I would go with these eyes right here. Because these eyes, I think they are perfect for people that want to scare off others. Now you've got these. Okay, aren't they a little bit interesting, right? They're spherical, a circular, spherical, and they've got nice centered pupils. Now, what this will do is very, very simple, right? You'll just look like adults. You'll look quite unfortunate with these eyes. But you know, some people right here, some people actually prefer that, because, and if you really must know, I've had a few ghosts pick this eye type right now, and I think it's because they really want to appear like they don't know what's going on. You know, they know, they're very smart, you know, they're very intelligent, but they pick these to trick people, right? You know, if a ghost comes out of your teapot and, you know, it's all smoky and foggy, and he as a human, you're terrified, and then this little guy pops out with these eyes, oh, you just have a right laugh. So, from here, we've got these eyes. Now, these look a bit like they're melting. They're meant to look more like teardrop eyes. But they kind of look like, I don't know. I don't know. You see, I am quite well travelled, so I know these sort of look like split avocados, but I don't know if you know what that is. And that's all right. You're dead. You don't need to know. But these just sort of look like you're about to cry. And, if you want people to sympathize with you, then I think those are the ones to go for. Then you've got here just a regular cantle tilt. However, these are your bottom eyelids raised up, right? So it gives you a bit of a gleeful look, right? Which can be a bit sinister. You're dead. You're not supposed to be happy. So over here with these gleeful looking eyes, I think that's the most sinister. They sort of rival this, but this gives you a bit of a knowing look, right? Like you're in control of your emotions, but that control can lead to more devastating results. And then over here, we've got similar eyes here and here. Actually, it's downward and upward, but the downward ones make you look a bit more goofy, right? Like they make you look a bit more foolish. And I think if your eyes when you were alive were closer to this, or sort of had that like maniacal look, maybe you want to make yourself look a bit nice and a bit more friendly, then I would go with these. These, they sort of look, I haven't had anybody pick these eyes before. It's a bit interesting. Let's just leave it at that. It's a bit interesting is what I'll say. Then we've got this one here. This one here has a bit of it's square eyes, and here are triangle eyes. Now this is exclusively for ghosts, right? Like you weren't alive and you didn't have these kinds of eyes. But if you wanted to really make yourself look otherworldly, then these would be the eyes that you would go for. And so from here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 different eyes to choose from. So which one are you going to choose? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So that is brilliant. I'm going to have to put this down because I'm going to have to measure the distance between your eyes just so that I know how to draw your portrait, right? So just if you could stay still for me. That's okay, just right here. Okay, perfect. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Okay. The distance between your eyes are 5 taps. So I would like to measure between your eyebrows and your eyes right here. So just okay. Perfect. And over here. Okay. Perfect. Okay. This will be very helpful for when I do your portrait. Okay. So next is a bit simple. It is noses. Okay, so let's start here. Number 1 is we've got a nice simple nose, sort of a nice dip here at the bridge, and then a nice sort of even nostril. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Then over here we've got a really low bridge, right? A low bridge and an upward nostril. Here we've got, I like to call it the shark fin. It's a huge nose, but really it gives a lot of character. So you must really be aware of this nose because people will talk about it, but it will make you incredibly memorable. And in my personal opinion, that is just brilliant. Then you've got this one right here. This one is actually just quite a weeny, teeny little one. You see, it's just a little baby bit button nose, right? It's really small. And then over here, we've got this one right here. Now, this one is actually quite interesting because this one, most people would really only understand this nose if they were really into folklore and understand, I believe, what they call gnomes. It's sort of like a gnome nose, if you understand what I mean. Then we've got, of course, this one right here. This one's a bit interesting because it's not all that different. It's just a smaller one, but with a little bit of a bump here at the bottom. Your nostrils are really huge in that one. So you're going to have to, if you get any sort of like ghostly leakage, it's going to be devastating when it comes to this one right here. Then over here, we've got sort of a huge nose again, but you've got a bump here in the bridge. Really entails sort of being a strong sort of warrior ghost, right? If you're fighting for the freedom of your ghost people. That's the vibe that it's given, right? And then this last one over here is just a really upward angle of this one. So it's really just a, if you're trying to give off more of a stuck-up look, if you're nobility, or if you really want people to see the gut bats within your nostril caves, then that, I think, is the one that you should go with. So you've got 1, you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So next, and this is our last page here before I get to fully measuring you. I did do your eyes and eyebrows, but that just needed to be done. Here we've got sort of a 2-page splitter. We've got mouths and we've got ears. So for mouths, we can just do the simple, right? Just like a simple mouth. We've got direct mouth, but with more prominent bottom lip. Sort of if you were trying to have, what can I say? If you're trying to have a bigger bottom lip, something that's a bit more pillowy, I would go with this one's number 2. Number 3 here is, if you're trying to go for more of a kissy face, like a face, I would go with this one. So it's a very small mouth, but it's small, but it has a pretty big upper lip and a big lower lip. And over here, this is just big everything, right? It's got like sort of a sort of neutral mouth, but with a nice sharp and big upper lip and big lower lip, right? These are very good if you're trying to go for a soft look, it's not very demure, but it is very soft, I would imagine it'd be very inviting. And then this one over here is a bit of a kitty. This one is, again, exclusive to ghosts, but it's alright because, if you felt like your soul was a bit more kitty, cat friendly, if you've loved your cat all your life and you liked killed all of the rats that would come in and take your rice, then this would be the one to go with. And then this one over here is actually this one, but it's in a permanent smirk, and this one is actually really good if you wanted to be the most annoying ghost in the world. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, and so this last one over here at the bottom, excuse me, I'll hold it like this. So this one over here is just a nose symbol, right? You don't need to have an ear. You are a ghost. You can hear me just fine without it. But if you wanted to feel like you wanted to have ears, then these are some options, right, that will work for our portrait. This is sort of a simple, normal ear right here. This one is a nice small ear with a bit of sort of a confusing inner layout, but it's very small, very cute. This one is pretty big. If you wanted a big one with a lobe that accommodated earrings, I would go with this one. Then this one over here is a pointed ear. This is exclusive to ghosts, and I believe it's something that was suggested to me by other ghosts. Some ghosts really enjoy this one. I don't really understand why, but you can really see for yourself. Now for this one over here, this one's a bit of more of a caved in ear. If you were thinking about, if you had a damaged ear, or if you lost your ear in battle and you really wanted to sort of keep that fact, if it's really part of your identity, then you can go with this one, and really just, have it be like a piece that you have on your body. So, do you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? Okay. Wonderful. And that is it for the items. So we're going to have to get into measuring now. I did a bit of pre-measuring before with your eyes, but now I want to take in a few measurements of your whole body. So first I'm going to take a measurement of your spirit. So it'll be here. Let's do that. Yeah. Yes, and this dowel here is actually quite helpful. Okay. Yeah, see, this dowel is actually quite helpful. It's something I got from my oracle parents. It's a way to measure ghosts, because I can't really see you properly. So this one gives me a good idea of your general shape, right? Because there's a few things that we can't change and you can't change as a ghost. So I'm just going to take your vertical measurement. Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to take a measurement of where your nose is going to be, right? Yeah, there's allowance, right? There's only so much space, so I want to try and see what you have available for the nose that you picked, right? So just, right. Okay, you've got a decent amount of space. Now the vertical measurement of that. And so now the last thing will be your mouth, right? So just from one to the other, just seeing what we've got to work with, right? Right. Right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And so from here, just going to do a bit of drawing, a bit of, it's more of a sketch, to sort of see what you end up looking like, and then you'll get that approved, and then I will be able to give that to you as a temporary identification for your travels here within the few towns. However, you will need to pick up the official painted portrait at a later date, alright? So just doing a bit of, there we go. Okay. Oh, you don't like the new work? Yeah, no, me neither. It's steady pay for me, but I've got my own clients and my own commissions that I've got to do. It's a bit difficult to really do this. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. I really need to do this. Alas, it's not something that I can really say no to. the Baron is a really powerful man. And there's only so much you would take before it'd be off with my head, you know. So don't be upset with me that this is the new law. I'm just a worker. Hey, but if you enjoy this, then perhaps you can tell your friends about it, and they could commission me to do more portraits, right? Or perhaps do something for them. Okay, so just about done. Okay, so here is the sketch of what we've got right here. So, this is what you've chosen. You know, quite interesting, I must say. But I'm not here to judge. These lines over here is just to indicate sort of your radiating aura. It's quite powerful, I would say, but nothing too wrong, right? So the rest will be given to you at a later date, and from here you are all good to go. You know, I'm just giving myself more work to do. All right then. You have a wonderful time being a ghost. You know, enjoy yourself before you head off into the afterlife, all right? Okay then. Bye-bye.